Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Baby Raccoon deck, Tanuki deck, low-level beast deck, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of different names you can use for it. But basically the idea is you just use these low-level beast cards that give you access to some interesting XYZ, some swarming, some easy synchro potential. It leads to having monsters with strong attack, a lot of presence on the field, and a lot of protection. And I'll kind of go over how all that works. So first off, Ponpoko basically just lets you summon a level 2 beast from your deck, and just sets them up really well because a lot of these have flip effects that you'll be able to use very nicely, and you'll start swarming the field very nicely as well. And then Baby Raccoon Tantan. So this one again lets you special summon a beast type monster, very big. So you can summon him in defense with Ponpoko, then you can use him to kind of flip up, summon more monsters, kind of set it up, bring out level 2 monsters easily so you can start XYZing. And then we have Junk Synchron, so really good in this deck, letting you summon from the graveyard, easy 5-star synchros, which leads to really good potential setting up those synchros as well. Nimble Momonga, just really good in this deck because it is a really great swarming card and gives you some life points to play around with because you're losing these low attack monsters. And obviously because it's a beast, that just plays in well with how the deck works. Same thing with Ryko, a beast that has a great effect, has a flip effect, so it can be summoned face down, just like with Ponpoko. So very nice there. And again, having beasts in the graveyard is going to be very nice, so milling will be very nice. Wind-Up Kitten, another beast card that has a really nice effect that you'll be able to use, can be very annoying for your opponent to deal with. Blackluster Soldier, I kind of debated this one because we don't have that much light and dark, but because you have access to bringing cards out very easily, it's not really a big deal and setting up your graveyard very nicely, but it's up to you if you want to use this. And then one Thunder King Rai-Oh also helps with Blackluster, also just helpful in general. You don't do really any adding cards from the deck to the hand, so it's very nice. Pot of Duality, MST, the new card Obedience Schooled, really good in this deck, just allowing you to swarm like crazy. Just very nice. And then we have Closed Forest, the great field card for this deck. Just allowing beasts to gain attack for the monsters in the graveyard. You're sending a lot of monsters to the graveyard between XYZing and synchroing, activating flip effects, using these low attack monsters that will inevitably get to the graveyard. So in addition to the other things you'll be doing, this becomes very powerful. Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Reinforcement of the Army to get Junk Synchron. As far as traps, not much to say there. We have Horn of the Phantom Beast to bump up our beast attacks, so that's very nice. But otherwise, just pretty much normal traps. For the extra deck, we're going to have a few different synchros as well as a bunch of different XYZs. So, Catastor, very powerful card, obviously. Because of how this deck works, you are in the perfect position to summon Frozen Fitzgerald. So, a 2500 5-star synchro that can keep your opponent from activating spells and traps, and also has the ability to special summon itself. And it has 2500 defense as well. Really good card, and this deck is perfect for setting it up. And then Junk Warrior, obviously with all these level 2 monsters you control, this card can become very strong in the right situation. And then one Black Rose Dragon because you are able to get this out, so that's a nice thing to have. So now kind of the boss of this deck, I guess, Ronin Raccoon. Very interesting card. So he can summon tokens, and the tokens become the attack of the highest attack monster on the field. And then the tokens also protect him. So that leads to some really interesting situations. And when you start bumping up the attack of your other monsters, this will start becoming very crazy very quickly. So very nice there. Gachi, very useful, bumping up attacks, stalling very nicely. Daigusto Phoenix, always very useful when you're running a lot of 2-stars. Dark Myst, an obvious choice. You could bring this guy out very easily with Obedience Schooled, so that's definitely a choice there. Interesting card. And then one 5-star XYZ. You're not going to get out 5-star XYZs so often because you're going to have to use your synchros for that, but it's definitely a choice. And also Gaia Dragon. So now for the side deck. Side decks in my videos are just kind of recommended cards for setting up the deck. It's not really a side deck for matches. It's more when you want to build your own deck, you want to think about how these cards can work in your deck. So you're running a lot of Earth in this deck. So Grand Soil can be a great choice. Giant Rat can be a great choice for searching out Earth. There's a bunch of other level 2 beasts that can be helpful. Sea Koala has a nice effect. Chow Chow Chan has a nice effect. Hane Hane has a nice effect. They all have good effects and they all can be very useful in this deck. These two baboons, yellow baboon, green baboon, very, very nice because your beasts can get destroyed pretty easily because they're these kind of weaker monsters. So very, very nice cards to have if you want to bring out powerful 7-star monsters. You can run more of these and even use like 7-star XYZs too. Creature swap, really good with these low attack monsters. Solidarity, if you're running all beasts, can be really, really, really good. Bringing these low attack beasts to even higher attacks along with the other boosts that they can get. Spiritual Forest is actually a really good card to protect your monsters so you can set up the XYZs that you need. Token Sunday can be really interesting when you're bringing out those tokens, but it's kind of, you really don't want to get rid of your tokens, so I'm not sure if I would want to use it. Mistake can be a really interesting card working with Thunder King Rai-Oh because you're not adding cards from the deck to your hand, like I said, so this can be very useful. Beast Soul Swap is an interesting one, just kind of exchanging cards on the field. Token Stampede, really, really good for buffing up the attack of your token monsters. Super Brush Recklessly can also be really nice for bouncing one of your opponent's cards at the cost of your beast, which isn't really a big deal. So that's my baby Raccoon deck. Very fun deck to play. Sort of weird, but really interesting how it works. And I think it has some potential, but I'm still playing around with it. But if you guys have your own baby Raccoon, Tanuki deck, whatever, post below. Let me know in the comments. Talk about what cards you use. Make suggestions for me, that kind of thing. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.